Have you ever wondered why the rich keep getting richer while others struggle? Who better to explore this question than Robert Kiyosaki? Today, we dive deep into the mind of this American entrepreneur, businessman, author, and educator, renowned for his personal finance and self-help books. Kiyosaki champions the development of financial intelligence, which involves comprehending the workings of money and making informed decisions about personal finances. So, are you ready to unlock the secrets to becoming rich? Stay with us. Chapter 1. The Path to Riches. Kiyosaki challenges the conventional path to wealth. He believes schooling and jobs aren't the golden tickets they're often portrayed as. Indeed, Robert Kiyosaki, the American entrepreneur, businessman, and author, has often argued that the traditional routes to riches, namely education and employment, may not necessarily be the best ones. He suggests that rather than getting bogged down in worry about the future, we should focus on taking action in the present, preparing for any eventuality. He urges those with entrepreneurial aspirations to be fearless in their ventures, to not be dependent on a paycheck or on someone else taking care of them. He stresses the importance of creating businesses and acquiring assets as opposed to the conventional wisdom of working for wages. Kiyosaki's perspective on wealth generation is quite unique. He argues that the education system as we know it is outdated, and that it does not adequately prepare individuals for the realities of the financial world. He believes that a rich mindset, one that focuses on generating wealth through the creation of businesses and acquisition of assets, is the key to financial success. This mindset, he argues, leads to increased income and decreased taxes, a proposition that is surely attractive to many. But how does one cultivate such a mindset? Kiyosaki suggests that it begins with developing financial intelligence. This involves understanding how money works and making informed decisions about personal finance. It's about understanding the difference between an internal and external focus. Kiyosaki emphasizes the importance of a strong internal mindset, one that places the locus of control within oneself. He argues that taking a paycheck as an employee can ultimately be detrimental to one's financial success. And so, Robert Kiyosaki's path to riches is paved with entrepreneurial spirit, financial intelligence, and a rich mindset. It's a path that may not be for everyone, but for those willing to take the leap, it could lead to unimaginable wealth. In other words, don't wait for success to come to you. Go out and build it yourself. Chapter 2. Cultivating a Rich Mindset. Midway through our journey, remember to subscribe and give a thumbs up if you're finding value in this video. Now, let's delve into Kiyosaki's rich mindset. Robert Kiyosaki, the renowned American entrepreneur and educator, strongly advocates for the cultivation of a rich mindset. This isn't about dreaming of gold or swimming in cash. No, it's about a fundamental shift in how you view wealth creation. It's about focusing on creating businesses and acquiring assets rather than working for wages. Let's break it down a bit. When you're working for wages, you're trading your time for money. However, when you're creating businesses or acquiring assets, you're building something that will continue to generate income even when you're not actively working. It's the difference between having a job and owning a business. The former earns you a living, while the latter builds you a fortune. So what does this have to do with the current education system? Well, Kiyosaki believes that our schools are failing to prepare students for financial success. They focus on academics, not financial literacy. They prepare students for jobs, not entrepreneurship. They teach how to work for money, not how to make money work for them. According to Kiyosaki, this is an outdated approach that doesn't align with the realities of the modern economy. But cultivating a rich mindset isn't just about understanding money. It's also about embracing the entrepreneurial spirit. It's about being willing to take risks, to innovate, and to persist in the face of failure. It's about seeing opportunities where others see obstacles. It's about having the courage to step outside of your comfort zone and venture into the unknown. And yes, cultivating a rich mindset can lead to increased income and decreased taxes. That's because business owners and investors often have more opportunities for tax deductions and credits than employees. But more importantly, a rich mindset can lead to a life of financial freedom and independence. To be rich, think rich. It's all about mindset, not just money. Chapter 3. The Power of Internal Focus. Success starts from within. This is what Kiyosaki believes. He encourages us all to look inward, to foster an internal focus that empowers us to take control of our financial destinies. It's not about the external world, the paycheck that arrives in your bank account every month. It's about the internal world, the mindset that you cultivate, and the decisions you make. Kiyosaki stresses that the key to financial success lies in the power of the mind. He urges us to take control of our thoughts, our perspectives, and our attitudes towards money. It's about understanding that your financial situation is not dictated by your employer or your paycheck, but by your own decisions and actions. For Kiyosaki, the power of internal focus is about more than just financial independence. It's about personal freedom and self-reliance. It's about understanding that you have the power to shape your own destiny, to create the life you want to live. He warns us against becoming too reliant on a paycheck. It's easy to fall into the trap of living paycheck to paycheck, always waiting for the next one to arrive. But this kind of external focus can lead to a cycle of dependence and financial instability. Instead, Kiyosaki encourages us to build our own assets and create our own sources of income. This way, we're not just surviving, we're thriving. We're not just waiting for the next paycheck, we're creating our own wealth. We're not just reacting to the external world, we're shaping it. Kiyosaki's wisdom doesn't just apply to entrepreneurs, but to everyone. Whether you're working a 9-to-5 job or running your own business, your mindset is key. It's not about what you do, but how you think. Your internal focus, your mindset, is what ultimately determines your financial success. So, start looking inward, start taking control, start cultivating an internal focus. Because according to Kiyosaki, whether you're an entrepreneur or an employee, your mindset will define your success. Chapter 4, The Game of Life. Life's a game, and Kiyosaki knows how to play it. Robert Kiyosaki, a master of the financial world, sees life as a vast playing field. His wisdom teaches us that identifying your personal game in life, your passion, your calling, is the first step to success. It's not just about making money, it's about finding what makes you tick, and using that drive to create wealth. Let's talk a little about poverty. Kiyosaki suggests that being poor isn't necessarily a life sentence. In fact, it can serve as a powerful motivator. It's a perspective, a state of mind. When you're poor, the desire to improve your circumstances can drive you to work harder, to learn more, to innovate. It can push you to break through barriers and rise above your circumstances. Poverty, when viewed as a temporary state, can be a blessing in disguise, a catalyst for change. Now, on to the topic of education. Kiyosaki emphasizes the importance of seeking out real teachers, those who have walked the path you're aiming to tread. The world is full of people claiming to be experts, but it's the ones with experience, with battle scars, who can truly guide you on your journey. It's crucial to discern between those who know what they're talking about and those who merely pretend to. In this game of life, it's not just about making money, it's about understanding the rules of the game, knowing when to make your move and when to hold back. It's about learning from your mistakes and turning failures into stepping stones. Kiyosaki's wisdom encourages us to look beyond the surface, to challenge traditional notions of success and wealth. He teaches us that it's not just about accumulating assets, but about developing a mindset, a mentality that propels us towards financial freedom and prosperity. So as we navigate this game of life, let's take a leaf out of Kiyosaki's book. Let's find our game, use adversity as a stepping stone, and seek out the real teachers who can guide us on our journey. Remember, it's not about the hand you're dealt, but how you play your cards. Chapter 5, The Adversity Can Lead to Increased Prosperity. Kiyosaki's views are not without controversy. One such instance is his speech about keeping people poor to promote hard work. Now, this might sound a bit shocking at first, but let's delve into the essence of what Kiyosaki was really trying to communicate. In this contentious speech, Kiyosaki made a bold statement, arguing that societal prosperity may be linked to a certain level of hardship. He suggested that by keeping people in a state of financial challenge, they would be compelled to work harder, learn more, and ultimately contribute to a more productive and prosperous society. His perspective is a challenging one, forcing us to look beyond the surface and consider the deeper implications. He's not advocating for poverty or suffering, far from it. What Kiyosaki is highlighting is the power of resilience, the grit that comes from facing adversity, and the undeniable drive that can be born out of necessity. The real crux of his argument lies in the idea that comfort can lead to complacency. When everything is handed to us on a silver platter, the motivation to strive, to innovate, to push past boundaries can become diminished. But when we're backed into a corner, that's when the human spirit reveals its true colors. That's when we fight, learn, adapt, and grow. Of course, this viewpoint has sparked quite a debate. Critics argue that it's a harsh perspective, one that overlooks the struggles and suffering that poverty can inflict. Supporters, on the other hand, see value in his message. interpreting it as a call to cultivate resilience, tenacity, and an unstoppable drive for success, regardless of one's circumstances. It's a complex issue, one that invites us to question our preconceived notions about wealth, success, and the paths that lead to them. And while Kiyosaki's words may seem controversial, they certainly provoke thought and discussion. Controversial? Yes, but it's food for thought, isn't it? As we grapple with these ideas, we're reminded that the journey towards financial freedom is as much about mindset as it is about money. And that perhaps is the most valuable lesson of all. Chapter 6, Summary. We've journeyed through Kiyosaki's philosophy about wealth and success. Let's recap. We started with a thought-provoking discussion on the traditional path to wealth. Kiyosaki challenged the conventional wisdom of going to school and securing a job. He urges us to shift our focus from worrying about the future to taking action in the present and preparing for any eventuality. He inspires us to be bold in our ventures, and not to rely on a paycheck or anyone else for our well-being. We then delved into the concept of a rich mindset. Kiyosaki advocates for a paradigm shift from working for wages to creating businesses and acquiring assets. This mindset, he argues, not only increases income but also minimizes taxes. He points out that the conventional education system is becoming obsolete, and a new approach is needed to keep up with the changing times. Our journey continued with Kiyosaki emphasizing the difference between an internal and external focus. He underscores the importance of developing a strong internal mindset for entrepreneurial success. The power of control within one's own mind can be a game changer, and relying on a paycheck as an employee can ultimately hinder one's success. Kiyosaki shared his personal journey of learning about money and how it led him on the path to success. He recounted a story about how he acquired a large piece of property in Waikiki Beach, marking the beginning of his journey to wealth. Next, we learned about the significance of finding your game in life. Kiyosaki suggests that poverty can sometimes be a blessing in disguise, pushing us to strive harder and seek out genuine teachers over the counterfeit ones. He emphasizes the importance of business over other pursuits. We also discussed a controversial speech by Kiyosaki, in which he argues that keeping people in a state of poverty forces them to work harder and learn more. This, he believes, leads to a more productive and prosperous society. In this enlightening journey through Kiyosaki's philosophy, we've learned to challenge traditional paths to wealth, cultivate a rich mindset, harness the power of internal focus, and find our game in life. We've also explored the controversial yet thought-provoking idea that adversity can lead to increased productivity and prosperity. Which successful person would you like to know more about? Drop a comment below and don't forget to subscribe for more insightful videos like this.